Ready?
I've been there twice.
Hey, folks, if I could have your attention, I'll call this meeting to order. This is a regular meeting of the Council of the City of Ottawa, Illinois. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Awesome.
Here.
Gainier.
Here.
Eichelkraut.
Here.
Glass.
Here.
Mayor.
Here.
We have 5 present.
Would you all stand, please, and join in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moved by Commissioner Eichelkraut that the minutes of a regular meeting of the Council of the City of Ottawa, Illinois, held on Tuesday, February 5th, 2019, be approved as recorded in the permanent files of the City Clerk.
Is there a second to the motion? Wes, any discussion? Any suggested changes? Roll call.
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Glass.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye. Before we have a presentation from the Visitor Center, is anyone else who would like to address the council tonight? Okay, if not, I'll ask Kurt Badai from the Visitor Center to make the annual presentation on behalf of the Visitor Center.
You've done this before?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Thank you, Mary, and commissioners. Appreciate you having me here, City of Ottawa, and some of my board is here. So I appreciate you giving me this time to present to you as to what we've been up to at the Visitor Center. I always like looking forward to this time of year and giving this presentation because it gives me the opportunity to kind of reflect back on what we've been doing over the past year and the goals and accomplishments, things that we have done over that time. And it brings a smile to my face because we've done some pretty incredible things, and to be able to do it with the staff and everything that we have, we've accomplished a lot. So I want to share with some of that with you this evening. So basically, the Visitor Center's our mission is to positively impact the economic development of Ottawa and further its quality of life by aggressively marketing to visitors the community's hospitality, events, attractions, and benefits with focus on overnight stays. So some of our history since 2015, we've accomplished a lot to promote the City of Ottawa, or we are currently working on some of the items that you see listed there. So we've done several marketing campaigns, worked on some murals. We've also have worked on moving the location of the Visitor Center and some downtown guides, Heritage Tour Redevelopment, which is the little booklet that we produce and hand out to all the visitors that talks about the architecture, the murals, some of the other attractions within the downtown region. So like I said, January of last year, we moved to a new location at 1028 LaSalle Street. It puts us right on the corner of Washington and LaSalle Street, the little angled building that many of you are probably familiar with as being a gas station or a hearing aid location. That is now currently the Visitor Center, up front and friendly. We're easily accessible to any passerbyers and visitors that are coming into our area, and it allows us the opportunity to gather more of the visitors who may be unaware about the idea that the town of our size has a visitor center available to them. And we see several people throughout the year. We've actually seen an increase in people coming into the visitor center because we are so upfront and available right there. We've also earned some recognition over the years, and just recently at the Governor's Conference here in Chicago this year, we won 2 awards, not one, but 2 awards. One for Best Marketing Campaign, which was for the Twice the Rivers, Twice the Fun, and also for Best Social Media in regards to the Morale Fest. Now, this is a big accomplishment, especially when we're competing against people in CVBs, visitor centers, all kinds of entities throughout the entire state who have budgets up to $500,000. And so we were able to walk away with 2 awards this year, being recognized by the state, which is a big accomplishment to add to the rest of our awards that we have won over the past few years. So our big campaign, as I mentioned before, was Twice the Rivers, Twice the Fun. This was a campaign that we helped get through Heritage Corridor, and we provided put this on with WCIU and MeTV up in Chicago. They were able to run a commercial that we advertised Ottawa, and then we put a tag on the end of the commercial to advertise the upcoming Wine Fest last year. In addition to this, WCIU offered us the opportunity to come down and film several locations in Ottawa that we thought might be interesting attractions and things for people to do once they got to Ottawa. The original idea was for them to present this on their morning show as one set, but once they got down here and once we took them to all the places, they collected so much information and B-roll that they decided to run it as one segment each day for 1 week leading up to Wine Fest. So we went to several locations, and each day they featured one location for a week in May. As you can see, there's a little bit of the website takeover for WCIU that also took place. So with this WCIU buy-in, we reached 1.1 million households in the Chicagoland area. Cumulatively, the whole campaign with not only WCIU, but also the ads that we ran in magazines, social media, all those type of elements, we've reached probably close to 3 million impressions for the whole campaign. One new item that we focused on, mainly because we have Dayton Bluffs now, we wanted to put a little more focus on that, and we gathered some guides for Dayton Bluff, as well as the Tour of Ottawa, awesome Ottawa tours, and then also we got a guide for Buffalo Rock to help celebrate National Take a Hike Day. And we had several entities who were very much interested in taking the hike. We put this out on Facebook and created an event. Nearly 10,000 people were reached, and 200 plus responses we got from that. So if you participated in National Take a Hike Day, you got a little pin that you could wear, showing that you participated in the event, and the event was free to attend. So the main idea was to bring several people to Ottawa and to venture out, learn a little bit of history, and understand the nature preservation that's taken place at Dayton Bluffs, and also some of the state parks. So again, like 75% of the attendees were from outside the area, within a 60-mile radius of Ottawa. As I mentioned before, one of our recognitions was social media. It's something that we've been focusing on. Certainly it is a big aspect in the marketing field. So by using Facebook pages, we produce a series of Facebook Live videos, promotional videos, Instagram promos, and a strong geofence advertisement campaign to attract visitors outside the 60-mile radius to our destination, whether it's just focusing on little elements that that make our town beautiful, or if it's event-driven. And with just the geofencing alone, which is kind of target marketing, we've ran 3 of those last year, and each one producing at least 100,000 impressions, which obviously would add up to 300,000 impressions. So that's just 300,000 impressions on geofencing alone. with social media. We had a special guest this past year, the American Duchess and Queen docked here just there at Allen Park. We were working very closely with the city as well as the American Steamboat Company to accommodate close to 600 new visitors to Ottawa. We were creating little brochure guides for them to venture into the downtown, take tours, shop in the local stores, as well as enjoy some of the restaurants if they had the extra time to. So this was a fun new element to introduce these people who have probably maybe never heard of Ottawa before and wanted to venture out on this new line that the American Steamboat Company was bringing to the Illinois River as well as Ottawa. Travel Illinois, some of you are probably familiar. This is the visitor's guide that the state of Illinois puts out from the Office of Tourism. Just this past fall, in August, they debuted their new cover for the fall and winter guide here in Ottawa because, as you can see on the cover, was Tangled Roots Brewing Company in Lone Buffalo. And it was a very enjoyable opportunity to have that debut here. Also inside the Travel Illinois Guide was a special feature, as you can see down in the lower left, about Ottawa and some of the attractions that we have here. Keep a note though, we had a lot of fun with the photo, which I had to set up. That photo actually was taken the year before in the middle of July. So those guys are wearing flannel shirts and layers to make it look a little bit more fallish with 80 and 90 degree weather. But they were good sports about it, and we enjoyed doing it. So the distribution rate for this magazine is about 700,000 copies distributed in key travel markets, with 386.5 copies polybagged in 9 Midwest city locations. Another big accomplishment this past year in October, we were able to work with the county and designated LaSalle County as a Looking for Lincoln site. The significance of this is because it makes our area part of the new Abraham Lincoln National Heritage Tour area, putting us at the crossroads of 2 national heritage areas along with I&M Canal. We were able to bring on the steering committee here, introduce them to several locations, and tell Lincoln's story as to why it was significant and important for us to be a part of the Looking for Lincoln community. In addition to that, just this past week, we have acquired the National Park stamp. So if anybody has a passport for the national parks that is associated with the Abraham Lincoln National Heritage Area, we can stamp their passport because the Visitor Center is now the official location for that in regards to the Lincoln Douglas debate site. So why Ottawa? Why do we bring in guests? Why do people come to Ottawa? Well, there's several reasons why people come to Ottawa. Mainly it's our great events or the beautiful gardens, friendly faces, the murals, the history, Lincoln, tours, anything that they could possibly think of that's listed there is reasons why people come to Ottawa. And as you can see, 193 requests for information since February of 2008, which is a 20% increase from 2017. So people are really gathering more and more information about Ottawa and traveling here and wanting to find out more about what is happening here and what they can do and see. We've also started to target in some tour groups, working with Premier Travel Group and the Heritage Corridor to acquire some bus trips here. Currently, we've seen an interest from Indiana, Florida, New Jersey, California, Rhode Island, Wisconsin, and North Carolina. And so we've talked to a couple of those as well as sent out packets of information to them. Internationally, we've seen several guests from across the pond and further. roughly about 70 international tourists have visited Ottawa and crossed our threshold at the Visitor Center, and we did our best to accommodate them, to find restaurants, accommodations, whatever they were looking to do while they were here. And this wasn't because they were here for Skydive Chicago or anything like that. They were specifically coming to our area just to travel. Lodging and alternative stays. Of course, you are very much familiar with the hotel up north. And of course, there's other new bed and breakfasts that will be opening up soon. So we look forward to more accommodations and working with those locations to help better accommodate our guests. So what does all this do? Why do we do all this marketing and tourism? What does it do? And it's the economic impact. What is it that affects the town? And it's more than heads and beds. The average visitor spends $180 per day while they're here. It can be spent on hotels. It could be spent on dining, shopping, gas, entertainment. Whatever the case may be, they're spending that money here. That's additional outside revenue that would not otherwise be here. 2018 seen a continued increase in visitors asking for relocation information. They love the town. They love the events. They want to possibly even move here or start a business here. And that's what this chart shows. We are the front door. Tourism is the front door to people coming and being introduced to a community. And we have the fun part. We get to court them throughout the community, showing them all the wonderful things that we have here in assets and entertainment venues, dining, all that kind of stuff, and with the hopes that they will fall in love with the community and want to move here, open a business, or invest in some way. Here's the statistics for LaSalle County. In all sections, they are up from last year. Travel expenditures, payrolls, employment, sales tax receipts, and local tax receipts. And all together, Illinois tourism saves the average Illinois household $1,300 in taxes each year. One point in all of that with Aaron Guthrie, who we listened to at the governor's conference, spoke about the state of Illinois and the economic impact and opportunity there. We've had 114 million travelers, bringing almost $40 billion in expenditures and $3 billion in tax revenue, which is incredible. And it certainly is. And the state is certainly trying its hardest to continue to bring outside dollars and outside visitors into the state of Illinois. Our finances, we still have no exception since 2009 audit, operated within our proposed budgets and no outstanding payables. So what are we continuing to do? Our future promotions is continuing with Botanical Brand, international tourism, downtown marketing, the Looking for Lincoln, obviously, and continuing our relationships with the American Steamboat Company, travel groups, and historic treasures. And so there's more to come from the Visitor Center, of course. And certainly this is our next marketing campaign. Some of this material is already out there in magazines and billboards, and we're hoping that this will be a very attractive piece for people to encourage them to continue on and venture out and see Ottawa more. Thank you for your time to the City of Ottawa and the rest of my board and staff. Bob Navarro with the Heritage Corridor, and Boyd and his staff at the Chamber and LaSalle County Tourism Board. Thank you again for giving me this time to speak to you and show you what we've been doing at the Visitor Center.
Great, thank you, Kurt. Great presentation. Okay, we'll move to Commissioner Eichelkraut's part of the agenda.
Moved by Commissioner Eichelkraut that the biweekly salary payroll of February 8th, 2019, in the amount of $433,219.96 be approved and warrants issued.
Is there a second to the motion? Commissioner Gainier, any discussion? Roll call.
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Less.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Commissioner Eichelkraut that the monthly expense report of February 19th, 2019, showing expenses in the amount of $3,487,146.67 be approved and warrants issued.
Is there a second? Commissioner Awesome, any discussion? Roll call.
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Less.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Commissioner Eichelkraut that the monthly salary payroll of February 11th, 2019, in the amount of $11,571.54 be approved and warrants issued.
Is there a second? Commissioner Less, any discussion? Roll call.
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Less.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Commissioner Eichelkraut that the monthly financial report of City Clerk Shelley L. Monks for the month of January 2019 be received and placed on file.
Is there a second? Commissioner Gainier, any discussion? Paul?
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Less.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Commissioner Eichelkraut that a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of an employment agreement for an appointed city official and William Becker as part-time NCAP bus driver, which has been on file for public inspection since February 5th, 2019, be adopted.
Is there a second? Commissioner Less, any discussion? Roll call.
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Less.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Commissioner Eichelkraut that a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of employment agreements for appointed city officials in John Arajo, Dina Baxter, and David Ross as part-time NCAP bus drivers all be received and placed on file for public inspection.
Is there a second? Commissioner Awesome, any discussion?
Yeah, I just want to let everybody know, it's not that we're losing bus drivers, it's just that our routes are getting more and more each day, even LaSalle, Streeter, and Ottawa, and it's taking more and more drivers to keep up with what we have going.
Any other comment? Roll call.
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Less.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Commissioner Eichelkraut that an ordinance abating the tax heretofore levied for the year 2018 to pay the principal of and interest on $4.77 million worth of general obligation bonds, Series 2017, of the City of Ottawa, LaSalle County, Illinois, be passed and approved.
Is there a second to the motion? Commissioner Gainier, any discussion?
I know, Mayor.
Any other comments? Roll call.
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Less.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye. Anything else for the council, Commissioner Eichelkraut?
No, Mayor.
Okay, Commissioner Awesome.
Moved by Commissioner Awesome that a resolution authorizing acceptance and execution of a proposal for engineering construction services by Renwick and Associates Incorporated for the Fox River Water Main Project be received and placed on file for public inspection.
Is there a second to the motion? Commissioner Less, any discussion? Roll call.
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Less.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye. Anything else for the council, Commissioner Awesome?
No, sir.
Okay, Commissioner Gainier. Anything for the council?
The only thing I'd like to say is I'd like to congratulate Mike and Brian on their promotion, that we're voting on their contract later tonight, and wish them the best.
Commissioner Less.
Moved by Commissioner Less that a resolution requesting permission from IDOT to temporarily close LaSalle Street from Washington Street to Center Street from 5:30 a.m. until 9 o'clock a.m. and the west lane of LaSalle Street from West Marquette Street to West Superior Street from 8 o'clock a.m. until 1:30 p.m. on Saturday, May 11, 2019, for the 2019 Starved Rock Country Marathon be adopted.
Is there a second to the motion? Commissioner Eichelkraut, any discussion? Roll call.
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Less.
Nay, just kidding. Yay.
Mayor.
Just kidding, Matt, just kidding.
Moved by Commissioner Less that a resolution authorizing the execution of a maintenance agreement between the City of Ottawa and Renwick and Associates Incorporated for the 2019 street maintenance program be received and placed on file for public inspection.
Is there a second to the motion? Commissioner Awesome, any discussion? Roll call.
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Less.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Commissioner Less that a resolution authorizing the execution of a design and engineering inspection services agreement between the City of Ottawa and Renwick and Associates Incorporated for the 2019 curb replacement program be received and placed on file for public inspection.
Is there a second to the motion? Commissioner Eichelkraut, any discussion? Roll call.
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Less.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye. Anything else for the council, Commissioner Les?
Nothing further, Mayor.
Okay, Don, anything for the council?
No, I don't, thanks.
No, Mayor.
David? Okay, we'll move to the mayor's part of the agenda.
Moved by Mayor Eschenbach that an ordinance declaring surplus revenue in the Ottawa I-80 North TIF District Special Tax Allocation Fund and authorizing payment of that surplus revenue to LaSalle County Treasurer for distribution to affected taxing bodies on a prorated basis for tax year 2017 payable 2018, which has been on file for public inspection since February 5th, 2019, be passed and approved.
Is there a second to the motion? Commissioner Eichelkraut, any discussion? As I explained at the last meeting, this is basically comes to about $2.5 million in real estate taxes that'll be distributed to all the taxing bodies. This is as a result of our TIF maturing and kind of shows what can happen to benefit all taxing bodies at this point in the life of a TIF. This North TIF includes, for example, PetSmart, and I'm sure PetSmart would not have located here but for the TIF. And while the taxing bodies didn't get all of their tax revenues over the years, they would have gotten nothing if the project hadn't developed. Now the full $2.5 million will be distributed each year to the taxing bodies, including the city. Any other comment? Roll call.
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Les.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Eschenbach that an ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a TIF redevelopment agreement between the City of Ottawa and Tramlaw Ottawa LLC, which has been on file for public inspection since February 5th, 2019, be passed and approved.
Is there a second to the motion? Commissioner Awesome, any discussion? This is for the building that's going up across from Thornton Gas Station. Roll call.
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Les.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Eschenbach that a resolution authorizing the execution of an intergovernmental agreement between the City of Ottawa and the Board of Education of Ottawa Township High School regarding a FEMA and IEMA grant for the levy, which has been on file for public inspection since January 15, 2019, be adopted.
Is there a second to the motion? Commissioner Gainier, any discussion? Dave, want to explain this real briefly?
The City of Ottawa helped the high school get a grant to build their levy, and this is our intergovernmental agreement that just allows us to fund the money to them.
This is the new levy coming.
Yes, this is the new flood wall being built on top of the levee to get it up to the correct height.
Okay, any other comments? Roll call, please.
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Les.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Eschenbach that a resolution authorizing the execution of an engagement letter for environmental legal services between the City of Ottawa and Miller, Canfield, Paddock, and Stone, PLC, regarding the Old Central School redevelopment site, which has been on file for public inspection since February 5th, 2019, be adopted.
Is there a second to the motion? Commissioner Awesome, any discussion? This is to allow us to continue using our environmental legal counsel in connection with the cleanup at the old Central School site. I think the light is at the end of the tunnel. We're getting very close to the end, and we need to continue to use these services until we get the final project finished. Any other comment on that? Roll call.
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Les.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Eschenbach that resolutions approving and authorizing the execution of employment agreements for appointed city officials in Michael Cheatham as police captain and Brian Bresner as deputy fire chief, which has been on file for public inspection since February 5th, 2019, be adopted.
Is there a second, Commissioner Gainier? Any discussion? Roll call.
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Les.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Eschenbach that a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of an agreement between the City of Ottawa and the Illinois Department of Transportation and IMED Corp. regarding the I-80 pedestrian bridge project, which has been on file for public inspection since February 5th, 2019, be adopted.
Is there a second to the motion? Commissioner Les, any discussion? This basically just substitutes IMEG for McClure Engineering. IMEG is the successor to McClure, and this is a requirement of IDOT. Any other comments? Roll call.
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Les.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Eschenbach that a resolution authorizing the execution of a real estate purchase agreement between the City of Ottawa and Raymond A. Fisher Sr. regarding 601 Bellevue Avenue, which has been on file for public inspection since February 5th, 2019, be adopted.
Is there a second to the motion? Commissioner Eichelkraut, any discussion? This is to acquire a blighted piece of property next to Walsh Park. The owners agreed to sell it to the city for $1. Roll call.
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Les.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Eschbach that a resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement for professional services between the City of Ottawa and Basali, Cary, and Allstat for the facade program be received and placed on file for public inspection.
Is there a second? Commissioner Eichelkraut, any discussion? This firm is an architecture firm that gives us advice from time to time when we're dealing with property owners downtown who want to do facade improvements to their buildings. Any other comment? Roll call?
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Less.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Eschbach that a resolution authorizing the execution of agreements between the City of Ottawa and multiple 2019 Riverfest vendors be adopted.
Is there a second on the motion? Commissioner Eichelkraut, any discussion? This basically allows me to execute band contracts and so forth, pretty much in conformance with last year's budget. There's been some discussion about possibly changing the format of Riverfest in the future, but for this year, it looks like we'll pretty much continue on roughly the way we've conducted the event in the past. Any other comment? Roll call?
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Less.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Eschbach that a resolution authorizing the execution of an intergovernmental agreement between the City of Ottawa and Ottawa Township High School regarding the downtown TIF district be received and placed on file for public inspection.
Is there a second to the motion? Commissioner Gainier, any discussion? The downtown TIF is going to be ending in a few years and would like to extend it for an additional 12. We can only do that if we have the letters of support from all of the taxing bodies. We're preparing and negotiating intergovernmental agreements with all those taxing bodies. The OHS is one of them. Are we placing that on file?
Yeah.
Placing that on file tonight. Any other comment? Roll call?
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Less.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Eschbach that a resolution reappointing Monty Ricky and appointing John Patak both to the Electrical Commission, terms to expire February 2023, be adopted.
Is there a second? Commissioner Gainier, any discussion? Roll call?
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Less.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Eschbach that a resolution authorizing the execution of an amendment to the annexation and intergovernmental cooperation agreements between the City of Ottawa and the Illinois Department of Natural Resources regarding the I&M Canal be received and placed on file for public inspection.
Is there a second on the motion? Commissioner Eichelkraut, any discussion? I think this is correcting the Scrivener's error in the previous agreement. Is that right? Okay. Any other comment? Roll call?
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Less.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Eschbach that the city clerk be authorized to advertise for bids for the canal rewatering project, components of concrete, the water supply, and the liner. Bids will be received until Thursday, March 14th, 2019, at 10 o'clock a.m., 10:15 a.m., and 10:30 a.m. respectively.
Is there a second on the motion? Commissioner Awesome? Did you say yes?
Was that a question, Bob? Or?
Any other
We
comment?
got to bid it out. I mean,
Yep,
Right.
yep. Roll call.
Awesome.
aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Less.
Aye.
Mayor.
I have nothing else.
The mayor's going to pass, we're going to pass on the closed session for tonight, so the last motion will be moved by Mayor Eschbach that this regular meeting be adjourned.
Is there a second? Commissioner Less, roll call.
Awesome.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Less.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.